Are you ready to deep dive into real, unfiltered conversations?
Welcome to the Britt and Jam Don't Give a Damn podcast, where we break the rules, share bold stories, and have a laugh along the way.
If you're looking for real, honest talk, unexpected moments, and a good time, you're in the right place.
And maybe a little rap along the way. Let's get started.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another podcast, episode number 9.
No, 10.
10?
Yeah.
Oh
my
gosh.
The big double digits.
Double digits! Yay! Well done. So, today on the agenda,
Yeah.
we're going to be talking.
Christmas themed. Oh.
Whoop, whoop. Only a week and a half to go till Christmas. Very exciting. Okay.
Have you done any Christmas shopping?
I have done most of it. I finished you, I think. Unless I think of anything else in between. I've got a couple of little pieces for my niece to get and a little bits for my grandma left, and that's it. What about you? Are you finished?
Yes, done everything. Apart from get the boys out money and put in the car, that's it. Done everything.
Yeah. Very organised. And you wrapped. You wrapped last night, didn't you?
Very organised. I had two people to buy, me, mum and you.
Yeah, to be fair, you have got a smaller list than I have to buy for, so it's a little bit easier.
The thing with, I think men will not agree with me on the side of, like I don't, my family's very small, and we don't see each other that often. When we get to a certain age, we just don't buy anything for anybody, so I don't buy for my brother, he doesn't buy for me. I just buy for me mum, she buys for me, and I buy for you, you buy for me, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's literally it. Like my auntie used to have Christmas parties, used to go around there, but it was just a card, if anything. So we don't really, like my cousins, we don't really, it was, they've got their own families and that, so we don't really get anything. But especially for men as well, like men just want an easier way just to go, like, what do you want? Either tell me what you want, what do you really, really want? I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want it. They just, men just want to know, like, what do you want? Can I just give you some money?
Yeah.
Like, it's different for you try to do the romantic side of things and, which is fair enough, but for the rest of the family, they want to just, can they just get you anything?
Yeah.
Because shopping, like, for Christmas presents and stuff like that, once again, not all men will agree with me, but most men will agree with me, it's not an interesting thing for men. It's interesting for women.
No.
It's not interesting for men.
Yeah.
We find it boring.
Women love Christmas shopping, and women like to make a big deal out of it. Like, they like to meet up with friends, go for a coffee, make an event of it. Like,
it's like a day, isn't it?
Yeah, like make a day out of it.
Men are like, right, I'm in and out.
I didn't do that this year, to be fair. Yeah, I was
Men just want a one bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I've been very much an in and out person this year. I haven't made a big deal of like trying to make it a special event. But yeah, normally like women do romanticize the whole Christmas shopping a lot more than men. I get that. And yeah, I suppose women make a big deal of like the lead up as well, don't they? A lot more.
But also women, very organised. Some women will be very organised. Especially my mum, she loves Boxing Day shopping.
Yeah.
For next year, like getting stuff for
really?
next year.
Is she one of those that like shops for the following year, like in the sales? So I'd love to be like that.
Just to tell you why, because when she buys me things and the next year they either don't fit or whatever it may be, she can't take it back because it's a year old.
That's the problem. That's why I don't personally do it, because although it would be great, I don't know what people want for the next year.
Yeah, but
things change.
Yeah, but if you get people like Link's gift sets, if you have
generic stuff.
Yeah, generic stuff, then they're good because they're an offer around it.
Yeah, I get things like that, fair enough, you can get if you know what person's still going to like that the following year. But for me, like, I don't really know what to get people until like a month before. Especially like my little niece, because she's changing all the time and she's growing up and things. Her like kind of interests change from one minute to the next. So what I might get her now in the sale might not be what she likes next year. So I've got to really wait till the bitter end for that.
Yeah, it's generic stuff you can get, like t-shirts. But yeah, you couldn't get toys because what's popular today might not be anywhere near popular next year. Or it might be a newer version out or whatever it may be.
And do you know what makes me feel like quite, like, I know I'm not old by any stretch of imagination, but I do feel a lot older now, because when I was, it actually humbled me a little bit when I was Christmas shopping for my little niece. I like to think, because I'm quite a young auntie, that like I would be in the trends of the kids and stuff like that. And I would know what the kids like and stuff like that. But
6, 7.
Well, she's 10. She's 10 now.
Right. What's 6, 7 got to do with being 10?
Why did you say 6, 7?
That exactly just proves my point that you're talking rubbish down with the kids. You're so 6, 7, you.
What, 6, 7?
You don't know what 6, 7 is?
No.
Oh, I'll have to explain. Right.
Huh?
So this is the 6, 7 trend is falling off. I was expecting you to go, oh yeah. No, she's not 6 or 7. I wasn't asking that. There's a trend out called 6, 7.
No.
So kids are in school going, oh yeah, 6, 7, yeah, 6, 7, and everyone's like, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? So 6, 7 means absolutely nothing. It means nothing.
It's just like a throwaway term, like.
Not interested.
Right. That's like the nowadays not interested slang.
Yeah. So when you just absolutely contradicted yourself, I'm down with the kids. I said 6, 7.
No.
If you know what that means.
You hadn't let me finish a story as per usual.
No. But that's a relevant point. I'm down with the kids. But 6, 7 is so like now, and you don't know that. It's like quite.
Yeah, it makes you realise how not
I'm
down
with
with
the
the kids you are. And shut up. Let's be honest, and everyone knows that you're not old there.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I know, but that's what humbled me, because I thought, like, surely my niece would be the easiest person to buy for because I'm still quite young, so, you know, it'd be easy to know what she's into. But I was walking around thinking, what are the kids of today, like, interested in? What's the trend in skincare that they're all into, and what would she deem as cool? And I couldn't think of anything. I was like, I only know what, like, my age people like, and I thought, oh my god, I am old. I don't know what kids of today are like. And I don't know, it humbled me a little bit, because I kind of thought I was like, that I'd find it easy and I'd know what the kids are into. But like this, like you say, there's phrases that Alfie will say when I'm like around my mum's and stuff and he's there, and I'm like, what does that even mean? And like they have like different like sayings for stuff now, like things that we used to say in school and stuff that were like you say, like made up like language almost, like no one says anymore. Like, remember when we said...
No one has conversations with all the letters.
No.
It's all defo, or it's all cray.
There was another one as well, I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, so did say someone said they have two words, and you use half and half for like a sentence.
Yeah, oh, it's going to really bug me. I can't remember what it was now.
Well, there's other stuff like that. So, as well, can I just bring everyone's attention? Monster, my favourite drink, as everyone knows. And, you know, if Monster out there want to sponsor us. Anyway.
Imagine if you got a PR box one day from Monster. I think you'd feel like you'd made it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, white wouldn't be in there, because the white one, Amnesty, is ridiculous. My favourite drink, and I can't get it anywhere.
Right,
what is going on?
I don't know what's going on with the white Monsters, because in the shops now, in the fridge aisle, you cannot get a white Monster. You can only get them in multi-packs, but lately I found that the multi-packs are selling out really quick. So I'm not sure if like I need to start buying shares in like Monster or something, because...
Just the white one?
Just the white one, because you cannot get hold of it.
It's ridiculous. It's my favourite one, and then like, you go in, I'm like having to like...
I know.
And like every other flavour is just, but the white one's the boil. And
I do feel like the peach one's my second favourite, mine.
I agree, but it like, there's first, and there's second.
Lately, it's when I found like the strawberry one's a little, like, doesn't really taste anything now. I used to like the strawberry, but lately I don't know, it's become a bit tasteless for me.
Anyway.
But speaking of when you were saying about going to aunties and stuff at Christmas,
just Christmas party in the evening.
Yeah.
Like, it was Christmas Eve party.
Right, so Christmas, like what we're doing this year?
Yeah, or maybe a couple of days before tomorrow.
Okay. Like, don't you really miss being...
Yeah, it wouldn't be Christmas Eve party. Can you imagine trying to mess all that up and start next day? It was like 2 or 3 days before, sorry.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Like Christmas Eve, I think it was.
Right, okay, I see. Like, don't you miss, like, how much the family used to get together when you were younger? Like, don't you wish almost now that you could have that now that you're older, if anything, because you'll be able to remember it more and it'll mean more to you?
1,000%.
Because as a child...
You don't understand the significance of family time when you are a child.
No.
I used to remember going around Nana's and Grandad's and families like, can we go, Mum? Can we go?
Yeah.
I would not ask that question today had we still have that. Yeah.
Like, you almost have the best of everything when you're younger and you don't realise what you've got. And as you're older, you would appreciate and want that so much more now, and you don't have it.
Like sleep.
Yeah, like sleep. Like, your mum was like, get to bed, and you'd be like, no. And now with my mum, when get to bed, I'd be like, yeah, alright, I'll see you twice.
And then you're up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, like, let's.
Yeah.
Whereas it's completely opposite now.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, me and my family used to have like get-togethers all the time, and every Christmas the family would merge. So like my mum's side and my auntie would all merge for dinner. So we'd all have it round either our house. So one year they take it in turns. So we'd actually have a Christmas dinner, and if it was my mum's turn, all my auntie, cousins and stuff would come around to my mum's.
Right.
And granddad and grandma, and we'd all have it together. It was like, we must have been about 15 to 20 of us.
Wow.
Yeah, like, there was a lot of people when the family was full. And then on the New Year, my Auntie Therese would do the Christmas dinner all over again, but like a New Year's dinner, and we would come to her and then take it in turns to do Christmas or New Year, and every year it would alternate. And it was always a big event, and it was always like, you know, the room were full, like they'd have to like merge like tables, and like everyone was crowded around the table, and like having to find extra chairs from the garden patio and stuff. But those were probably the best Christmases of like my life, like when the family were just all together, because there's something about big families that make it so much more Christmassy. And I would do anything to have that back.
Yeah, it is a shame that obviously we all grow, and obviously some people might not be here with us and stuff like that, but just as you're saying that, it does remind me. I remember when I was really, really young, probably 5 or 6, my brother would have been about 8 or 9, something like that, 7, 8, 9, something like that, and he's 2.5 years older than me. So I remember before my auntie had children, before my Uncle David just got married, before he had children, so there would be my nana, my granddad, my Auntie Jill, my Uncle David, his wife Auntie Tracy, me, Mam and Phil, so that's 8 of us. I don't think our grandmas went at the time. Maybe one year my granddad's mum went. I don't think my nana's mum went. But say 9, 10 at max. They used to live in a it was a semi-detached house, but it, like back in the day, you used to go into like a frigging mansion. Obviously they were bigger and they were built better back then, you know, brick for walls and not just plasterboard. And it had like bay windows and stuff. It was a lovely, lovely house, and like they had a long drive and a garage and a lovely back garden, lovely front garden. Things that you know you don't get much nowadays. Anyway, so we would have like one room was a dining room specifically, one room was a living room, then had bedrooms and stuff, and obviously a big kitchen. And yeah, they used to have it because you used to have a table that was normal circular, but then it would pull out, and then get chairs and stuff like that. We'd all sit around and have Christmas dinner and stuff like that. And then slowly, as the years started going on, my nana would piss the family off enough where people stopped seeing her. She used to think everyone was a problem when it wasn't. And so then my uncle stopped going, and then my auntie stopped going, but I think she had children at the time, so she was trying to have her own family dinner. So then it just diminished to those 10-ish people, to me, my mum, Phil, and then my grandfather was. So literally halved. And I remember one year I had food poisoning, and I couldn't. Every time I stood up, I'd vomit. I don't know how I got food poisoning. My nan was just saying, "Oh, just come and lay in the bed. Come and lay in the bed." I'm like, you don't like. It was a bit selfish of it because she didn't quite understand. A little bit selfish, a little bit unselfish because she. I was only 8 at the time, and she spent all this money and made all this Christmas dinner, which was always the best Christmas dinner every year. But she didn't understand that I couldn't stand up. There was no phones back then, as in like mobiles. It was just a phone, and obviously our mum couldn't use the phone, so Phil would have to ring my nana from home, and interpret what they're saying. But I couldn't stand up, and my mum was like, "Oh, I know what'll work for you," which comes on to the last question. I know what'll work for you. Warm orange juice that clears a bad stomach, and I tell you what it was. Warm blackcurrant juice.
Yeah.
And I remember I took a sip and just vomited everywhere. I've never known such a. Where she got that information from, I don't know.
No, my mum used to tell me that as well.
What, warm orange juice and warm?
Yeah, my mum used to heat up warm blackcurrant.
Well,
and
you think about it now, tell me something.
I know, because it's like it's a bit like a lemon sip, but without the medicine in it. So it's just a cordial. So I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand where the whole myth came from with that.
But
my mum used to do the same thing actually.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's the era
maybe
that
sugar.
I don't know. But anyway, like I say, I couldn't stand up without vomiting, so I had to just lay on the sofa all day, and I was like, in the fetal position. Anyway, so we couldn't go. So that 1 year, we then didn't go after that. We ended up having it at home because it was sort of like a falling out to do, like, almost blaming me. But I was like, well, I was an 8-year-old child with food poisoning. It wasn't like I don't want to go on. I'm going to be what's the word I'm looking for? Like a menace about it.
Yeah.
You know, like a
it went well,
yeah. So anyway, but then it like I said, it went from such a family orientated thing to like less and less and less. So we'd go and see them, like, yeah. Anyway, a couple of times we went round for dinner, and then you stay there all day. You'd have buffet on the evening and stuff like that. But yeah, you do realise as you get older, it's just about family.
Yeah, and yeah, you do anything out back because that's what makes the buzz of Christmas. And I think that's why the past like 2 years I've done the Christmas Eve party and brought that tradition like into the family, because it brings the family together, especially like the night before Christmas, and like obviously my little niece opens a Christmas Eve box, and it kind of brings that what I remember as a child back for Thea, because Thea doesn't maybe remember, well, certainly she doesn't know what it was like for me, Sammy and Kieran, because she wasn't born, and Thea was born maybe on the cusp of having my granddad there and his partner at the time, Yvonne, and having a biggish family around the table, but she was only a little baby then, so I don't think Thea actually remembers what it was like to have a big family dinner and like big family Christmas. So I think that's my way of like bringing everyone round mine and having a bit of a Christmas buzz for Thea, I think.
Yeah, but she will this year though.
Oh yeah, but I mean the family's getting a lot smaller, and the past few years I feel.
You mean for Christmas dinner?
Yeah, for Christmas dinner. So
because the family's getting bigger, the family dinner is getting smaller because more people having their own dinners. You mean?
Yeah, because you know, like my brother Will's got his own kids, and obviously he does things with his mum's side of the family anyway. So there is only literally like me, Yaz, Mum, Sammy, Thea, Kieran and Alfie, which still sounds like a lot of people, but for us that's quite small because obviously
not used to.
Yeah, my granddad and stuff would have been there, and also like obviously my sister and stuff.
Right. Okay,
and yeah, so it gets smaller. I feel like every other year it kind of decreases, but I think, to be fair, I don't think it'll get any smaller than what it is now, because I think I'd always kind of be there at some point, and also like no matter what, Sammy will always be there, Kieran will always be there, so I don't think it'll get any smaller now.
Well, I'm coming on the evening now. So.
Yeah, and you're coming at the evenings, which will be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this year's Christmas. It'll be nice because it's our first Christmas together. So yeah.
Cool.
So on the theme of Christmas then, what was your favourite gift that you got as a child? Like when you think back to being a child at Christmas, what gift stands out in your head that you ever received?
So when I was about 8 years old again, and we got the N64. So when the games console called the Nintendo 64 came out, Super Mario was in 3D at this point.
So the N64, so like an actual console but a Nintendo?
Yeah.
See, so this is where the age gap comes in, because when I remember Nintendo, mine started off as a DS.
Oh, okay. Well, that was
so there was something before Nintendo DS.
Yeah, but Nintendo was the first console out before PlayStation, because it used to be Sega Mega Drive, and then the Nintendo, what was called the Nintendo.
I didn't realise that.
What was it called? Yeah, you used to have the Nintendo 3DS, which is the thing. SNES, Super Nintendo Entertainment System. So NES, the first one, Nintendo Entertainment System, it's called Nintendo. The console that came out was the first one. Then the SNES, Super Nintendo, was like the second one, like the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. So this was all before Sony. So the battle used to be between Sega and Nintendo. This is pre-Atari, which is like in pre-Sega Master System and all that sort of stuff. That's going way past it. I
thought Sony was there before Nintendo.
No.
So
Sony's been going for years, but as a console, they brought out the Sony 3DO, which you won't remember, which was a very, very small platform before. Sorry, it wasn't. My apologies. It wasn't Sony. It was Panasonic 3DO. So my brother would be watching this, like, you're wrong. It's a Panasonic radio. The first Need for Speed came out, and it was so realistic, it was unreal. But you look at it nowadays, and you think, oh my god, what's that about? But so I think Panasonic came out before Sony did.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but yes, anyway, go back to the question. So I remember coming down, and we had the old TV, which was like, it had like the massive back to it. Yeah, where you knocked on it, and you could, it echoes for like 3 years. How thick the glass was. So we set it up, and now Mum had a table, but she put like the tartan blanket on there, so it didn't scratch the table. And we'd sit there. We were probably playing from 6 till about 11 before our grandma picked us up to go to Nana's. Just, can I have a go? You have a go, I have a go, you have a go. So we got, it was called Mario 64, it was the first game out for it. And then GoldenEye came out at the same time as well, which, my favourite as well film. And then that was the first game that emulated a film, like almost back to back. And and from then, that's when it propelled for movie / games to be like try and coincide with each other. So that's my biggest and best memory. I remember sitting on the sofa eating Pringles. In fact, it was a year after or a year before when I had food poisoning. I remember Pringles seemed to be my medicine.
Oh.
Because Blockbuster was open back then. Remember Blockbuster?
Yeah.
She used to rent a game like Road Rash or something when the PlayStation came out. Which was like motorbikes, and we used to try and whack each other off with motorbikes. But when you go and rent a game, because you couldn't afford to buy the game because it's that expensive, and you wanted to try and rent it before you spent so much money on it and you keep it. So we used to rent the game, get popcorn and Pringles, all for $5 or something, and come home. You couldn't do that nowadays.
Back then, when food was actually cheap.
So that's my best memory of it. Because obviously we're both boys, we were both very... we both like the same things. Obviously, I'm gonna look up to my brother, so whatever he likes, I'm gonna automatically like anyway.
Yeah.
So so we were very much into the gaming and physical side of things. So
that was lovely, especially because obviously you're kind of an era before mine, where things were a lot simpler and things weren't as materialistic. I mean, I was on the cusp of it being kind of normal for us back when we were younger, before it started getting more materialistic and things. I think I was on the cusp of that.
So don't forget,
old-fashioned Christmas.
Back then, in our era, you had to share.
Yeah.
So it was one TV between the pair of us, one console between the pair of us.
Yeah.
Whereas now my brother's children has PlayStation 5 each, an Xbox each, a PC each, a TV each, screen. Everything's each.
See, I think for me at Christmas, all of his kids, like all my siblings, did get their own thing, and I think I was kind of on that new era of maybe how Christmas was done. But certainly for you back then, like you say, things were a lot simpler. Things, you shared a lot of things with your siblings. It wasn't, people weren't that well off to kind of have one of everything and the most trendiest things. And I remember my grandma telling me about when she was younger, they would have hand-me-downs, so they would keep the dolls from my older sister and give it to my grandma at Christmas. It's like my Auntie Vera would, well, we call it Auntie Vera, but it's my grandma's sister, who sadly passed. But when she was when she was done with all of her toys, they'd keep them and then wrap them up and give them to my grandma for Christmas. But she was so happy with that because she got her older sister's doll. And that's how they did Christmas, was like recycling stuff.
So did you ever get dolls out for Christmas?
Yeah.
That is right.
Yeah. But yeah, so what I was kind of saying with that was like, for you, to get that was probably such a big deal.
It was huge because once again, me and my brother coming from a single parent household. My mum didn't work. We were living under very much of below breadline.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my god, how's our mum affording this, stuff like that. Whether she had help off her mum and dad, my grandparents, I don't know. But I do remember one year, sorry to hijack the conversation, I do remember one year, I felt really embarrassed because I was at school and I was about, once again, I keep saying 8 or 9 because that maybe my memory started then. But I remember we were at school and we were doing, hamper boxes
Oh yeah.
for underprivileged children. So my mum would like take a tin of peaches, take a tin of beans or whatever, and yeah, you know, so we go to school and like, you know, they'd segregate so many people. Right, you're gonna do. He's the, you know, John is a 9-year-old boy and he doesn't have anything. Blah, blah, blah. So we'd bring stuff in for him, and then there'd be a girl, and then a family, and then whatever it is. So there's a couple of hampers going on, a few hampers going on within the classroom, and so, you know, that team, if you will, were, well, you're going to make sure that anything you bring in would be suiting for this person, because you wouldn't want to bring in like a, I don't know, like a football scarf for an 8-year-old girl, because it's not, you know, it's not probably in football. So you know, you bring in certain things and whatever it was, and I remember, and I was like doing this thing, and right, so tomorrow we're going to deliver the hamper, and then we'll let you know what to say. So the next day you come in, oh, John was so happy with his hamper and all that stuff. I was like, oh, that's like that. I went home that night and got a knock on the door, and we got a hamper from another school.
Oh.
I was like, what's this, man? She went, oh, I'm not sure. So I don't know how a school found out, or wherever it was, maybe it was through the church, I don't know, that we ended up being, we're classed as that poor.
Oh, no, don't make me cry.
We were that poor that we got a hamper, and my heart sank.
Oh, that's really sad, babe.
Because I was like, we're given presents to other people, and like we're classed as, because obviously back then you weren't classed as poor, you weren't classed as poor, you were classed as scruffy.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm saying my heart sank. I was like, it was a bit overwhelming, because I wasn't sure whether to be angry or whether to be sad.
Why that mean? What was that?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't mean to. But yeah.
I'm hormonal today, guys.
But it was just because I felt angry, because I thought, you know, why do people know we're on the breadline? And I didn't dare tell them my friends.
Oh, babe, that's actually really, really sad, you know.
Obviously, my mum, you know, we were like, oh, thank you very much. But I'm thinking, how can we be that poor that I'm giving someone else something, they're giving me it? Well, let's just keep our own stuff.
But how did you find out that?
I need to ask our mum. It's something that I've just remembered. I need to ask our mum.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, we got to be
expecting that story. Crikey.
I was.
That's really sad.
So we had like a couple of presents in there as well, like for kids. So the school must have known. Oh, it's a deaf woman who doesn't have, you know, much income, and she's raising 2 boys. So yeah, it was a bit like,
that's really,
I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's always stuck me that.
Yeah, but I suppose like.
Well, sorry. The reason why I felt sad was because I felt sad for our mum, and then I felt angry because also I felt like, well, why are we scruffy? And I'm not saying we are. I'm using that word as that what they would.
Like as a child, that's what you would.
That's what you'd be classed.
That's how you would feel because.
Yeah. Because I went to school with people who were a lot worse off than we were. So I'm thinking, why are we getting one? You know, but.
But that's just obviously a reflection of how well your mum has done to bring you and fill up with what she had, and she's done really well.
That's why we know about true value of money today. You know.
And I think that's why I think when people obviously see what you have gotten out and done for yourself over the years, like would automatically think, you know, looking at the nice car that you drive now, that you've always come from money.
Yeah.
And that's actually not the case at all. Yeah. Especially hearing that story that you came from, you know, a normal household, but you know, when we're you know on the breadline, and you've had to build all that yourself, and because you would, you know, people prejudge people, don't know, and think, oh well, he's obviously, you know, inherited that money or whatever, but you've worked really hard for what you've got, so you should be proud.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Well, yeah, but it does humble you and make you appreciate what you do have because of where you've come from, which is.
Yeah, because the weird thing was whenever we go around on our granddads, because they were, I mean, once again, I don't know if they were well off, but my granddad was in the army, and then he left the army and worked for, it was Northern Electric, it was called, at the time, and he was one man. My nana didn't work, and she had 4 children. Can you imagine one parent nowadays on a salary to feed 6 people. That's 4 children and 2 adults, and a house to run and pay for.
Yeah.
But we used to go around there, obviously when the children was left and all that, because we were only young. But they were always like, they always had a car, they always had nice clothes. My nan used to make her own clothes. She always looked $1 million. Women used to go, what makes that? Where's that from? And they wouldn't believe my nana when she said I used to make it.
Wow.
Because my nana used to work in what was called haberdashery, I think it was called, which was like a material making.
Oh right, wow.
Like firm. She used to make her own clothes. She was a seamstress, yeah.
Wow, I'd love to have that skill, you know. It's a brilliant skill to have to be able to make clothes.
So she used to make my mum curtains and all sorts of stuff.
Because I bet like women today won't know those old kind of
it's
crafts and skills.
Because it's all manufacturing now, isn't it? That's why.
Yeah.
It's all machines.
Like in another sort of like 20 to 30 years, women aren't going to know how to knit, how to sew, how to patch things up, how to... Because I mean, speaking for myself, I think when I was in year 6, we maybe got taught how to do the simple sewing techniques on like a bit of fabric. But that's as far as it went. You got taught how to sew for maybe like a day.
Okay.
But back in the day, women had lessons on how to make food, how to make a dress, and it was over months or a year.
Well, like called textiles, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was over like a long period of time, and like
or D&T design.
That's all school was for women back then. It wasn't like music, like maybe that, like I don't know, like PE, and then like you know, English literature and all that. Maybe like it was all the household skills, especially when my grandma was kind of growing up. Like their lessons were how to cook, how to clean, how to sew, how to. And before long, women are gonna not know any of that, because like you say, everything's manufactured, everything's pre-made, everything's made in bulk. You don't have handmade things anymore.
No.
And that's why now handmade things, like where you go to stalls and get handmade things to buy.
Well, it's craft stores, it's
so rare and so expensive.
Yeah.
Where back in the day, you would make things to save money, but now if you get something handmade, it's like
it's
vintage.
More expensive, yeah.
And how
mad
how
that's looking
flipped.
to buy it because it's so expensive. Yeah.
How much that's flipped. Like now, if you give someone a handmade gift, they're like, oh, it's handmade. Wow. Where back in the day, it was like that was normal. That was anything but, like there would not be anything but handmade. That's, honestly, I just thought about that, and that's crazy. To think how that's reversed.
I know.
That's mental. That honestly is back of my head. That.
So, because we anticipate that this pod is going to be long, we've decided we're going to bring it to you in 2 parts.
Yeah.
So, we're going to say bye for now because this is part 1. And then in a few days' time, we'll load up part 2. So come back and see more. Yeah. So we'll say ciao for now, but only for now.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
You really don't see it like that. Not like that. Your head looks weird. Please change.
What, even like that normal?
Yeah, I've got the ache. Yeah. No, I actually cannot turn that cap around right now. Sorry, guys. Honestly, Jamie is just on one today. I don't know what's wrong with him. Oh my god, please.
Okay,
why are you so short? So.
Sit up then!
Babe, I'm freaking sat
up!
up!
Slouched like a typical teenager.
3, 2, 1.
Go!
Hi guys!
Go! Right, do it again, but get with me. 3, 2, 1.
Hi
go!
guys!
I've just said wait for me, are you daft?
Babe, you said go.
Yeah, wait for me to say go, then you do it.
Sorry guys.
Right.
Jesus. 3, 2, 1, go.
Action!
Oh my god, are you funny? I tell you what, when I don't for this podcast, you just sit inside, we'll play a silence game, see how long you can be quiet for.
Yeah, then I'll get no views. If I do it my own, I'll get bare views. So you just be quiet and I'll do everything.
Sorry guys, honestly this attitude isn't
We're not
really
keeping
fair.
it.